regarding this. Regarding the love of yourself, or love, period. But before we go into that, I'd like to give you, how do we heal getting caught? Do you know that is very simple? It's very simple. Next time you're caught emotionally, and you know what I mean by caught emotionally? Upset, angry, frightened, psychological suffering. Okay? So next time you happen to be caught in this stage, in this state of mind, okay? The first thing to do is acknowledge what you are feeling. But don't call it fear. Don't call it loneliness. Don't call it anger. Don't give it a label, because then you go into your story. Just state it as you are feeling it, without a story. And for a moment, so therefore, let's say I'm feeling hate. Okay? I'm feeling this in my body, this turmoil inside. And then experience it in your body, without a story. Secondly, just say, thank you for making me aware and for becoming stronger for having been aware of this. Now when I say thank you, who are we saying thank you to?
The truth in us.
The truth in you. That's right. The truth in you. And by saying thank you, which seems like there's a duality, there's you and somebody thanking, as you keep doing that all the time, you begin to realize that the one who's thanking, which is the ego, begins to die more and more and more. And what is left is the gratitude. You see? Until you begin to realize more that that which you're praying to, that which you're, is really you. In its complete aspect, in its totality. And that's why it can be so powerful. I read something quite recently about a woman who was going through a lot of turmoil in her life, a lot of suffering, and she was having breast cancer, and she would go into a panic. And one day she read something similar, like I'm saying to you. And so she said that, please help me. She said to this source, please help me to be able to put up with this. You see? And she was so sincere, she was so strong, it was so heartfelt, that the next day she was changed. Now this sudden awakening doesn't happen very often like that. But in her case it happened. And if you want to know more about it, buy the book at Banyan, and she talks about it, and it's called When Fear Falls Away. She suffered so much fear, and it all fell away in just that one instant. You see? Of turning inward and allowing it, forgiving it, accepting it, acknowledging it. And there was a complete change. And as she went on, she kept a diary. The book is actually a diary of her feelings and what has happened and the revolution. And she said she found more joy, more love in her life. And it wasn't based on a reason. It wasn't because she's gained something. It comes from her inner source, which is this itself, and was being covered up by her own fear. So when the fear drops, the source gets released.